Going live here with MAWBY wineries here shortly. I'm gonna have Mike. Hey Mike, how you doing today? Hey, thanks for joining and letting me interview you. Just kind of take a little bit of time, talk about MAWBY and kind of you guys have been doing 50 years of sparkling wines, and kind of tell us how you got into that.
Sure. Yeah. So I started in 2007, but the MAWBY story starts long before that. 1973, Larry MAWBY planted his first grapevines in northern Michigan, and there was one other gentleman, Bernie Rink, at the time that had a commercial vineyard, and Larry MAWBY, kept working on his family farm. That's really allowed him to explore the wine avenue.
Sure.
His family was a large apple and cherry grower from Rockford, Michigan, all the way up to the UP. And so while still working on the family farm, he planted grapes, started experimenting with making wine in the late 70s, dabbled with bubbly in the mid-80s, and then there were some things that happened between the mid-80s and the late 90s as far as MAWBY's concerned that helped him make the decision in the late 90s to focus exclusively on sparkling wine. And we've been an exclusive sparkling wine producer since the late 90s.
Yeah, just basically exclusively doing sparkling wine. What makes you guys so special?
Well, so Michigan is a very cool climate region, not altogether unlike the Champagne region in France, but a little more similar to the Finger Lakes in New York. So very cold winters, short growing season. We have bud break in late May, and we'll harvest here in about a month and a half. So it's a short growing season, and it's very humid here. Fungal pressures are our biggest pressures, but we can grow Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, Pinot Blanc, but we also use other varieties like Vignoles, Traminette, Cayuga, things like this. So we're open to working with different varieties, and we're open to experimenting with different styles. A very sparkling friendly growing region.
Definitely. You kind of talked about your different varietals and kind of how you became into this sparkling wine. Kind of talk about your Fizz Club a little bit.
Sure, yeah. That is our wine club, and it is a wine club that offers perks both online and on site. The commitment is 6 bottles twice a year, so 1 case per year. We ship out in late April and late September. Sure. And we make 6-bottle selection, but customers can totally customize their orders. And right. They can add Big Little Wines, which is a little sub-brand of MAWBY, which focuses on non-sparkling. So folks can swap out this wine for that, depending on the style, if they like or don't like. They can add more, subtract, and change and swap out and add Big Little Wines. It's very flexible.
Sure.
Other than that, there are discounts on shipping, both inside of the state of Michigan as well as outside the states. We ship to about 13 states at this time. And there are perks in the tasting room, 6 free flights comped per year. So folks can bring their guests, and the Fizz Club members are the first to know about new releases and new fun events. So
sure. You guys do a lot of live music and host events and stuff like that as well?
We're not really too event heavy. We see where are you? Are you in Michigan?
I'm actually in Iowa.
Okay. So this is a huge tourist community.
Sure.
Traverse City, we've got the National Lakeshore, the Sleeping Bear Dunes, and so what I'm getting at is it's a every weekend's kind of an event. I mean, we see a lot of Let's just put it that way. So we've already seen over 30,000 people through our tasting room this year.
Wow.
And so those are events in and of themselves. So we don't do a lot of additional programming. We do things here and there, but not a ton.
Okay. Okay. And kind of wrapping things up, Mike, what's your favorite wine that you guys produce?
My favorite wine is Talisman that MAWBY produces, a sparkling wine, but it's bottle fermented. So method champenois. It's aged for about 4 years in tirage. It's a vineyard blend. The original vineyard was planted from cuttings that were taken from Amity Vineyards in Oregon. So we got the vineyard's own rooted. It's Pinot Noir, Pinot Gris, Chardonnay, and Vignoles. And we pick and process that vineyard together as one. And so it's a field blend. And then it has a Solera reserve wine program dating back to 1993. So in 1993, we made wine from this vineyard and didn't bottle it. In 94, we picked grapes, started fermenting, added the reserve wines from 93, pulled the reserve wines off, and bottled the rest. 95, same thing. Picked the grapes, started the fermentation, added the reserve wines from 93 and 4, pulled them off, bottled the rest. And we've been doing that since 1993 with Talisman. So that one tells the MAWBY story. It tells the story of our property, and it's Method Champenois, which is a style I prefer. So.
Okay. And what's your favorite wine memory?
My favorite wine memory probably was my honeymoon in Champagne. That was pretty spectacular. We also went to Alsace, my wife and I. So a lot of wine, a lot of fun, and super memorable. Met a lot of connections. What I did was I reached out to some buyers, some people that own retail shops in Chicago and Detroit, and they kind of gave me some suggestions, and I was able to connect with owners of various champagne houses and get a real behind the scenes look. So that was very special.
Good. Well, Mike, I just want to thank you for your time, and thanks for doing the interview today. So
absolutely. Have a good day, and thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you. Have a great one.